Hi everybody, it's Sally from Sally Stampers. Thank you for joining me today. Today I'm bringing you my self-closed treat box. As you can see, it's a really dinky little treat box. It measures 2 inches by 2 inches, which I think, if my maths is correct, is 5 centimetres by 5 centimetres, yeah. And I've used the beautiful a little lace to decorate it. It's a really pretty sweet. It has a fabulous die as well that creates beautiful lace pattern, but I think sometimes when you get carried away with a pretty die you forget about the little images, and so I've literally used the 3 smallest images on this one today. So if you can see, I've got this large flower is the main feature on the box. The small little detail there is just the one I've used just to pick up the colour, whoops, on the box. And then the little heart just sits on the front just there. So it's really simple. To open it, you just simply push the sides very slightly and pop open the top, and then inside this has got lots of Hershey's Kisses. And then again, to put it back in, you're simply going to be pushing the 4 corners in, and then you just give it a tiny little push and it folds in. So I'm going to show you how I made it. So you need a piece of cardstock. Before I use that, nearly forgot the most important part. So before you start, you need to stamp your paper. And so I've got 1, 2, 3 blocks. So I have my heart, my tiny little element there, and then my flower there. Oops. So I've stamped the main flower part in grey granite, which is one of my favourite colours. I love grey, hence my new nail colour as well. And it's literally just some random stamping all over, anyhow, any way you like. You can do a lot of pattern, you can do a small amount of pattern. It's entirely your choice. So that's the grey one done. And then for this one, I'm actually using Seaside Spray because I think it's so pretty. And so I'm going in with that small little tiny detail, and I'm literally just stamping in the spaces. Again, as little or as many as you like. Don't worry too much about edges because obviously we will be cutting them off. And then while I've just got my Seaside Spray out, I'm just going to stamp my heart on a scrap piece of Whisper White. There we go. And then I can obviously put my ink pad away now. Just give that a clean. Okay, I'm just going to pop that to one side. So now we can decorate. So you're going to need a piece of cardstock that is 5 1/8 of an inch by 9 inches, and that will be 12.5 centimetres by 22.5. On the short side, we're simply going to score at 2 and 4 inches, and then on the long side we're going to score at 2, 4, 6 and 8. And while your paper's on the board like this, we're going to make a little mark at 1, 3, 5 and 7. Okay, so just to go back into our scoring, so the short side is 2 and 4, and that's 5 and 10 centimetres. Rotate anti-clockwise, and then we score at 2, 4, 6 and 8, which is 5, 10, 15 and 20. And then we're going to make a small mark at 1, 3, 5 and 7. And that will be, here goes my maths, 2.5, 7.5, 12.5 and 17.5. Crikey. Okay, where you've got those little marks now, we're going to get our ruler even, and our scoring tool, and we're literally just going to create a triangle at the top of each square. So where your mark is, you're just going down to the opposite corner. And don't forget, with your tiny piece on the corner here, you are also going to pop a score line on there too. So we're just going from the corner up to that score line, just up there, and then on this last little square here, we're going from the corner up to the top corner, just up there. Okay, can you see that score line there? Okay, then we need to fold and burnish our score lines. So pretty, this little flower. Really is lovely. Okay, so we've done our folding and burnishing of our straight score lines. Now we need to do our ones that we've just done by hand. So the way I start with this to make sure we're going the correct way is this one that was permanent is actually going to go the opposite way. So then what you need to do is bring this fold, this diagonal score line, and actually, if you can, bring them together, okay? And then you can give them a little burnish, and then you have that shape going on. And then obviously you can do the same for that corner piece there, and then you just work your way along. So the straight vertical line folds the opposite way, it goes in, and then your two corners will pop out. Give it a burnish and repeat all the way down, so you're giving these angles some nice good burnishing, so they're nice and crisp. And then again, don't forget this little one on the corner here that will fold into that one there. Okay, so in with the scissors. So the bottom pieces here, we're just going to cut straight up because these will be for the bottom of the box. And then this piece on the right here, we're just going to cut that piece away, because you don't need that little bit. Okay, now we need some adhesive. I'm going to go with some lovely tear and tape for this one. And I'm putting it on both the piece I've scored and the tab. And I'm adding a couple of bits here just for strength. And then before we stick all this together and it becomes difficult, what I want to do is fold this round and hold it as though it would be my box, knowing that my seam's at the back. This is going to be my front panel, so I'm actually going to put my tear and tape on this piece now, just so that I'm not trying to fiddle and do it when my box is actually made up, because it is harder then. Okay, so my little piercing tool. So the first thing I want to do is take, oops, the lid off my tool. That's the first thing I want to do. And then I'm just going to pick those edges off there, backing off my tape. And then, now you can fold it over this way, make sure that everything's lined up. Give that a press. So again, as you can see now, that's the box made up. And then I'm just flipping it over. There's my tear and tape, which is the front. So I pop the sides in, then the back, and then the last piece is to take the backing off these front pieces here. And then stick this one down. Just make sure that it's still all sitting square, and then maybe just pop your hand inside and just press that tear and tape down. And then, as I said, we're just going to put chocolates in. Crumbs, nearly forgot. So this time I'm putting some little Hershey nuggets inside. And again, you'll have to have a play around with how many of these you can fit in. What's that? 2, 4, 6. So I can fit 8 of these in. Probably actually even get 10 in, to be honest. And then you're literally pushing the 4 corners the wrong way. Just remember that this is double thickness, so it might be a bit harder to push. So you've now got this lovely star shape, and then you just fold them all together and just give it a tiny push so that it dips in. Okay, and there's your little tree box, all completed. So you could make it with DSP. I don't know if it would be as sturdy. Obviously the last little part is to decorate it. So back with that little heart that I stamped, my 1-inch circle punch, just to to punch him out. And then I've got my 1 3/8 scalloped circle punch and a little bit of seaside spray. And then I've simply got my dimensionals, 1 on the back of there. I'm going to pop 2 on the back of there. Back again to try and find the front of my box. Take the backing off my dimensionals. Oh, we're going to cover that one up, never mind. That's him on. And then finally my little heart just to sit in the centre. And there we go. My 2 tiny self-closing treat boxes. Hope you like them. I think they're cute. Can't wait to give these to my son and daughter. Hope you all have a great day, and I hope to see you all again soon. Bye.